Would it be easier to live in space versus living on the moon or Mars? They're all hard. They really are. At least in space, you know what your limitations are with resources. There's none. You have to start mining asteroids to get, soil and minerals and nutrients and things like that. You have to bring most of the nutrients up from Earth, but you might be able to get some of it from the asteroids. There's a lot of fundamentals we don't know about how to deal with the radiation and the microgravity levels that we need to figure out before we do the next step and go on to the moon and Mars. If we land on the moon, we're going to have to deal with dust. Dust everywhere. And dust sticks to everything. And if you have static electricity, it loves to collect to that. Oh my goodness. So launching and landings will cause problems. Entering and exiting a space capsule or habitat will cause dust to come in. All sorts of issues related to dust. And we're not sure yet whether we can even grow plants on the lunar soil. There have been some experiments. The plants were like, so with it. A lot of testing needs to be done. Just like in Antarctica, how we have prototype space habitats in Antarctica right now, research stations doing similar things that you could do on Moon and Mars. It's going to be difficult. And Mars, it's just so far away. I mean, it will take almost a year to get there and a year to get back. And the logistics of getting there and back is just, we're not ready yet. We need to build the orbital infrastructure between Earth and Mars to make it safe to do daily or routine travel to Mars or even to the moon, enough infrastructure to the moon. We don't have the infrastructure yet. We barely have the infrastructure in Earth orbit now, just barely, to handle multiple space stations. We're getting there. So right now, I think it's safer to work on orbital infrastructure for just getting up to the orbit from Earth, 200 miles or maybe 100 kilometers to 200 to 1,000 kilometers. Let's work on building facilities for people to stay at here. And then when we have some of the infrastructure to go around in orbit around the moon, we can consider landing on the moon, and maybe a few years from now, consider going to Mars. We just have to build infrastructure step by step along the way between here and our destination. You can't just simply go and think, oh, we're going to be fine.